Hello to all, welcome to the channel Cloud Knowledge. Today in this video we'll study about notebooks in Azure Machine Learning Studio. So this video is in continuation to the Azure Machine Learning video series which I've started recently. So far only one video has been uploaded, which is on the creation of Machine Learning Studio. Now the Machine Learning Studio which we created in the video was named as CKML. As you can see on the screen, we are in ml.azure.com with our resource Azure Machine Learning Studio CKML. This is the home page of that studio. In the previous video, I've told you that there are many things which we are going to explore from the studio. So let's start with notebooks. On the left side, you can see in the authoring section, we have notebooks. So we'll click on notebooks. The very first page after clicking on notebooks will be opened like this. It will show you here under the notebooks, file and samples. Files and samples. Under files, by default, your user will exist, okay, with which you have created your Azure account. And when we click on the three dots in front of this folder, it will give us the different options to create a new file, to create a new folder, upload files, upload folder. Both files and folders we can create or upload here. Then copy the folder path of this particular folder, open terminal and open it in VS Code. Okay, these are the options which are available in the files section. Then we go to the samples. Samples will have the different sample code, that is the SDKs, tutorials, etc. etc. Okay. In this video, we are going to work in the files. In the files, we are going to upload a file that is a CSV and we are going to explore data from that CSV using Machine Learning Studio notebooks. Here on the top, you can see VS Code, terminal, then plus is to add files, refresh button, and this is to collapse your file explorer and back here. And here on the main section, the canvas, it will show you notebooks is your space to add, browse and edit files. What it is used for, they have given here. They have given the link to study more in detail about it. Then here also we have the different options to create new file, folder, upload files, folder and create compute. Without compute, your notebooks won't run. So you have to either create compute here directly or after the creation of the notebook file here, we can also create compute. So let us now see the CSV file which we are going to explore. Here in the Excel, I have opened student.csv which has 5 columns: student ID, class, subject, marks and the college. Now we are going to explore this CSV. So we need to first upload this file here, right, into our folder. So what we'll do is we have to upload the student.csv here to explore data from that CSV. So we'll click on the three dots, we'll upload file. It will open up this page where it will give us option to browse and select file. So we'll click on plus, we'll go to the section where our file is stored. So we'll open the student.csv file. File selected is this. It will ask you to overwrite if it already exists. I trust the contents of the file and then open file after upload. So let's check on this upload. Uploading is in progress for students.csv file. Uploaded file successfully. It has opened it since we have checked in the option. Now the file will be visible to us. Okay, students.csv is shown inside this folder. Now here you can see the contents of the file. It has different options, that is to save if you're making any change, edit grid, open in focus mode, then VS Code option and compute. If you click on the drop down in front of compute, it will show you serverless Spark compute available. Okay, this is the default serverless Spark compute which is present here in the notebooks of the ML Studio. We can make use of it to work with this CSV file, or we can create our own compute as well. Now, our next job is to explore data from this CSV. So, what we'll do is we'll click on the three dots and we'll create a new file. This file will be named as, let's say, explore students. Okay, students we are going to explore. It will be IPYNB, that is notebook. File type is notebook, that's why it has this extension. And we'll click on create. So it will create a notebook file here. So here we can see explore students is created. Since it is a notebook file, it will have the cells here where we can write our code, PySpark code, right? Now in order to work with this students.csv file, we have to import pandas library, which is very helpful if you are writing PySpark or Python code. The very first cell, what we'll do is we'll import pandas library and then we'll do the data manipulation there using that. So we'll write import pandas. We'll give it an alias as PD. Then we'll create a data frame, and the data frame will be PD dot, we have to read CSV. For read CSV, it will give you IntelliSense. Read underscore CSV is present, right? What it is to read the CSV into the pandas data frame which we have created. Okay, so the function PD dot read CSV will read the CSV, okay, and its columns. So this looks fine. Now we'll open bracket and here we'll give the name of the file. So it is student.csv, right? This is how we read it. Now we have to display this data frame, okay, and we can execute this cell. For execution of this cell, you need compute also. Let's create a compute instance. So we'll click on create compute instance. It will give you these options. The first is the required setting, compute name. So let's give the name CKML compute. Virtual machine type as CPU. Next is the virtual machine size. We'll go to the select all options and take the one which is bearing is the least cost. So the least cost is this one. So we'll select it by sorting on to the cost and click on next. In the scheduling part, we'll shut down it by the auto shutdown option in every 1 hour. Next is the security section. We'll leave it as is. We'll go to the next, and create. So let's wait for the compute to get created. In order to see the compute which we have created, we have to go to the compute section. Here we can see the compute, and in some time it will be visible here. So yeah, it is showing as CKML compute is getting created. Let's wait for its creation to complete. So the CKML compute is now shown as running. That means it is created. Now we'll execute the first cell. So the first cell executed where we are reading the CSV file student.csv, okay, using pandas library, right? Now the students.csv data is shown here with the index column, right? Let's work on this data. So what we'll do is if we hover just below the output of the first cell, it will give you to add another code cell, okay? In this next code cell, what we'll do is we'll display the data where the marks of the students are, let's say, greater than 70. So let's name this as DF high marks. Okay, this is the data frame name, where from the DF data frame, what we are going to do is take marks is the column, so we'll name it as marks, right, which is what it is greater than 70, let's say, and we'll display the DF high marks. So what it is doing is it is displaying the data where the marks of the students are greater than 70. So we'll run this cell and we could see here output came where the marks are greater than 70. Similarly, if you want it to be 80, just mark it and then the rows will be displayed. Why the output is blank? Because here more than 80 marks does not exist in the CSV. Let's now explore a little more. We will sort this output or the CSV by marks. So let's name it as DF sort. And how we are going to sort? We are going to sort on the data frame, initial sort data frame with sort values function. Okay, sort values we are using. We have to go with the syntax, which is first is by. You can see here the IntelliSense is showing by. So we'll type here by and equals to, on what column we are doing it? We are doing it on marks, right? So marks we will do, and then the order will mention. Order will be ascending. So ascending equals to false. Okay, we are making ascending order false, and then we are going to display this data frame DF sort, right? We are sorting with respect to the marks column in this order, that is ascending is false. So here the output shown to us in ascending false, that means descending order. Okay, 80 as the highest, then 78, 77 and so on. Now since we have performed basic filtering on the basis of marks and sorting, we now probably want to save this file as a new CSV. So how we'll do it? We'll again open a new code cell and we'll write this df, that is the output from this df, to a CSV. So df dot to CSV is the function, to underscore CSV is the function. Inside this function we have to give the path or the name of the file. So it will be, let's say, modified underscore student dot CSV as the name of the file, and then we don't want the index which has come above here, right? We don't want that. So index equals to false. We'll give it as index false, and in the next line we'll probably print that modified CSV saved. Okay, this looks fine. We'll execute this cell or run this cell, modified CSV saved. Here we cannot see it. We have to refresh, and then this CSV will be shown here, modified students CSV. Let's click over it. In the modified CSV, you can see the same data as the original students.csv, right? There is no change. Why? Because we have not given the proper data frame. So what we have given here, the data frame to save CSV is df, okay, and df displayed us the complete data from the CSV. Now let's save this df underscore high marks and give here 70. Okay, 70 we gave, and the output executed was having these 4 rows. Now let's give the name here as df high marks and then save it to CSV. Now we'll execute this and refresh here. So after giving df high marks, if we open modified students.csv, it will show up the 4 rows. Okay, if it is not showing you, then what you can do is you can execute all cells together so that it will take the high marks data frame and then perform the creation of the modified CSV. I think you have understood from this very basic example of uploading a CSV file and then executing basic commands in the notebooks of the Azure Machine Learning Studio. Thank you for watching this video. Do let me know in comments if you have any queries. Happy learning. Bye.